But it's not about votes. It never was. It's about helping people transform their lives. And if you can put in the effort to make that possible, that makes it worth it. I felt I had to enter the race for the presidency, not for myself, but because Singapore is going to be quite different. We really are making a transition into a new era in Singapore and internationally. And the system has to remain strong. And the world is just gradually fragmenting. And we can never be just a pawn in a changing world. We can never be just a small country. I've had the privilege of flying the Singapore flag high for many years in a range of different areas, principally in economics and finance, but also in some broader areas, now in the environment, and on what we call human development. I know people well in China, in India, in the United States, in Europe, of course, amongst our neighbors here in Southeast Asia. So I come ready with a set of relationships and with some standing that can help Singapore never be regarded as too small, always being taken seriously. And particularly with the new Prime Minister and the 4G leadership having to spend a lot of time on domestic challenges, I think that international role that I can play will be particularly useful. Race is a factor in politics and in organizations all over the world, but it's not the only factor. Candidates are rarely equal in their experience and capabilities and what they bring. And I have found in my own experience over many years, first in the public service and then the 22 plus years in politics, that it hasn't affected me, fortunately. People have looked past race because there were other attributes and other capabilities and other ways of interacting with people that struck a chord. I think it's how you conduct yourself that matters. Whether you respect people, whether you empathize with them. And I guess I had a interesting background because my family wasn't poor, but we weren't rich at all. And we had a very frugal lifestyle. When I went to university, I went with one shirt, one sort of a cotton, I don't know what you call it, a cotton pullover, the type with fleece inside, so it's sort of a bit warmer, and one pair of pants. And I kept wearing it non-stop. And I remember I went through at least 2 years of my studies in the UK without eating meat of any sort even once, just to save money. We have had a preference as a family, both my wife and I and our children, that they don't get involved in my public life. There's no need for it. They live their own lives. They understood my motivations. They knew that this wasn't about ambition or trying to achieve some new position in life. It was about my concerns for Singapore and how I felt I could add at this stage of our history. You know, my wife and I have had so many experiences that give us, just leave us so much having the sense that the effort that we put in can change a person's life for good. If I have to describe my style, I've always just liked listening to people and just trying to feel what they feel. And that can only be done through very personal interactions. It's been my style for a long time.